accidentally stumbled upon a really pretty technique for applying Estée Lauder Double Wear Foundation. Look how nice it is even at the gym, in the locker room, in the worst lighting you can humanly imagine, and then outside in the full midday sun. Whoa, but the foundation is still looking really nice. I'm going to show you what I did and how this sort of accidentally came to be. So what happened was I was putting on my regular daily foundation, which is Revlon's Color Stay. I wear shade 220 in this one. Whether you get the one for dry or the one for oily skin doesn't seem to make much of a difference. They're pretty similar, but I layered this on and it's kind of a liquidy foundation. So unlike with the Estee Lauder, which I often apply with fingers, this one I tend to use a brush to do. So I brush it all in a really nice thin layer, you know, not the thinnest, but let's just say normal coverage, okay? Let's leave it at that. So what had happened was I was applying this and just was absent-mindedly thinking about something else. And then what had happened was I picked up my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation and I started to put that on sort of just in, oh, my nose needs a little bit of extra help, so you'll see me dabbing that a bit extra. There's a little bit of missing skin. That sounds terrible. There's a little bit of a red spot at the tip of my nose right now. But what had happened was I started dabbing on the Estee Lauder foundation, and I'm going to show you exactly what I ended up doing. I did that. Here it is. This is 2C3 Fresco. It's almost done. I did that and it just looked so pretty on top of the other foundation. I've literally never done this. This completely happened by accident. So you're going to see I'm going to go in with a Q-tip. You can use your finger, but I am at the dregs, complete bottom of this, but I'm not ready to throw this out because I want to get out every last drop. So that's the only reason I'm using a Q-tip. Otherwise, I would just be using my finger, but I'm trying to just get what I can out of here. And I place it here and here on my face, and then I'll use it almost like as a concealer if I see any spots. You see me going there, here underneath the eye. I have a vein, like a blue vein that's kind of prominent. So I'm kind of using it as like a second layer slash concealer. Following me so far? And yeah, on that red spot on my nose. And I'll just touch up with this Q-tip as best I can, maybe go in there for a second go and just cover up my mustache. Listen, I don't hide anything, you guys. It's darker where my lip area is, and I don't do a lot. Like, I am not someone who's gonna be like waxing my upper lip or anything like that. I just cover it as best I can. Listen, you know, who's got time for that? So I found that once I did this, I don't know what the magic was with the Revlon Color Stay and the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, but the two of them look so pretty layered on top of each other. But you'll have to wait for the final look because it doesn't look like much now. I've got to blend it in. Now, you guys know I'm a big advocate normally of using my finger to spread out Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. I think that's the way it really thins it out the best. It warms it up. This time I'm using a brush though, because I want to blend these two layers, and I just feel like my finger will smudge the layer underneath it. I don't know if you're following what I'm saying here so far, and this brush is a little bit dampened with the other foundation, so I'm kind of basically mixing them together and really kind of pushing in that Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. You'll see the look is already so dewy and glowy and pretty, and it's concealing all the things that need to be concealed, you know, within reason. This is like a light makeup look that I'm doing for the day. I'm not going to be going in with like a third layer, and that was pretty much it. It was pretty quick on the complexion product front, and now I'm ready to go in with the rest of my foundation. So hang on, because I know you guys are probably going to want to fast forward because that's always my instinct in these situations, but if you just hang in there, you'll see how this looks once I apply the blush, because the blush really, I think, is the thing that clinches it. It just looks nice with every kind of blush. I've tried powder blushes. You'll see me, I'm going to use a Nude Sticks blush in this one, and that looks pretty too. Like, you can't go wrong pretty much with any blush product you pick on top of these two foundations. Now, I would be curious to know if you guys would try this for me, and let me know down in the comments how you get on. If you do, and you're using two different foundations, can you tell us what the two foundations were? Because I'm just curious if this is something special, some magic alchemy to do with the Color Stay and the Estee Lauder. I don't know. But I'd be curious to know how you get on with it if you do decide to try it. Now, I'm going to go in now with my Charlotte Tilbury Quad. This is the Bast Neutral Quad, and I think it might be discontinued, which is kind of sad. I'll link up the majority of these products down below in the description, and I will also pop that information over in the comments. I've mentioned this before, but YouTube is doing something weird. They're experimenting with how description boxes open, and they can be very hard to find that little tab or whatever you want to call it, that little hyperlink where it says more. So I like to place things also in the comments. So you'll find in most of my videos, I have them in both places because I know that everybody can easily get to the comments. To my detriment sometimes because, you know, I get those troll-like comments here and there as well. So just light wash of the eyeshadow from Charlotte Tilbury. I love her powder products. I think that Charlotte Tilbury's powder products are really good. And now I'm going to slowly go in, and this is going to be a struggle, but I'm going to slowly go in with Clinique's, I think this is called Stale Date Liner. I really like this liquid liner. I've been using it for a very long time. It's such a struggle now that my eyes are so hooded to make a really pretty kitten flick kind of situation. I'm finding it takes me longer. I have to keep opening my eyes and double checking. I have to go much slower, and it's very hard for me sometimes to angle the little wingtip. When in doubt though, I just go a little shorter on the wingtip than I used to when I was younger. I just can't get away with that look anymore. If you know, you know. I feel like if you have hooded eyes and you're aging as well and you used to wear this look a lot, it gets harder over time. I know I'm not the only one. So finally finished now, I'm just gonna use the other end of the Q-tip that wasn't dipped into the foundation and just tidy up this area, and then, you know, use my finger to get it off as best I can. And then I have a tiny bit of remnant of the foundation left, so I'm just gonna touch up using this. So that was the advantage actually of grabbing this Q-tip. I normally don't apply with this, but it does help when you do need to do tiny touch-ups. So that's the eye look, just very quick. Obviously that didn't take very long. And now for the blush, this is Nude Sticks Tiger Lily Queen, a really pretty shiny peach color, but it looks shiny in the tube, but it doesn't look that shiny on. I'm going to show you guys. Always put this on my hand first. Look how vibrant that is. It is so fluorescent almost, but it does not apply that way. Luckily, I think if it did, literally nobody would ever buy this product. I have a full-length video about this particular blush. Somewhere you'll find it. Navigate around, you'll find that definitely. Okay, I like to wear my blush a little lower because I'm like Gen X / millennial style, you know. I've never really loved the only high up blush streaks. I always wear it low like this, and I know maybe that's a bit dated, but I don't know. I like what I like. I'm sure you guys can relate. So I love the way that this particular blush looks. I will just rub it in really good. The Nude Sticks Tiger Lily Queen comes with a little applicator brush at the end, which is kind of good for if you're traveling with it. But I find that it doesn't do that good of a job. I just prefer to use a pretty stiff, short bristled brush at home. Here I am just going back in with my, if you remember, I was using this to put on my foundation. So that's my foundation brush, and so I'm just going to work everything back in, especially the blush, because I have a tendency to put too much blush on, which I might have too much blush on here. I don't know. I think it looks pretty good. So here you'll see it looks really pretty around the nose area. I think that for me, that was the big surprise of using these two together. Really pleasantly surprised with the level of dewiness. You know, I have these like sort of tear trough streaks that are quite prominent, and I don't like not wearing foundation because I find them to look too dark. So I love that the way that this has covered that up really prettily. So now I'm just going to go in with a tiny bit of bronzer / contour color, and I'm making this, well, I think you've seen people make this sort of E shape, right? You just sort of shape it around your forehead, then into your, below your cheek, and then to your, I guess, what is that, your chin, below your chin a little bit. This is not a very long look, right? We're only about eight minutes and a bit in, and I'm going slow. I'm not even going quickly. This is pretty much it for the makeup. Now I'm going to take you by the window so you can get a nice brighter look of what this would look like in full light. I think it looks really nice. What do you guys think? Thumbs up if you like this video. Be sure to consider subscribing if you want to see more like this. That always helps let me know whether this is something you're interested in or not. And yeah, thanks so much for spending your time here with me. We will see you on the next video. Bye.